Mani Ratnam's newest film, Thug Life, just came out, and oh boy, was it a disaster. Like, it was really bad. There was people walking out of the theater before it ended, people sleeping next to me. It was a whole pile of garbage. I wanted to start this review off by explaining the basic plot of the movie, but there was no plot to this movie. In order for a story to be a story, it needs a conflict, a central conflict. But this movie did not have that, and it would just go from one conflict to another that, like, you didn't know what to follow. Not only did you not know what conflicts to follow, but you also didn't want to follow any of them because it was all the same generic thing we've seen 1,000 times. Like, oh, there's a gangster and another gangster, and these gangsters don't like each other because they're both gangsters. And it just gets repetitive once you've seen that 1,000 times. And not only did it jump from conflict to conflict, but it also jumped from character to character. There was so many characters in this film, and most of them you did not even see that much. So there was no connection to the characters because you see them for one scene and then they're gone. And so how are you going to build a connection to the characters if you don't even see them? Now, I'm not saying you can't make gangster movies anymore, but at least make the issue between the two gangs a new one or something different. Don't just make it, the same thing. You know how when you're watching a good movie, when one of the main characters die, you feel a little bit like, oh man, I wish they didn't die. In this movie, there was at least 5 main characters that died, but when they did die, it's like you didn't even care because they didn't have any screen time. Now I want to talk about the fights in this movie, because that's all this movie was. It was just fights after fights after fights. They weren't fights that had any sort of build up to them. The two people would just fight, and then there would be a little bit of a break, and then they would fight again, and there would be a little bit of a break, and then they would fight. And they were so long and so illogical. Amal in the fights would get beaten to a pulp, like literally beaten to a pulp, and he would just go to the hospital and survive. In the interval scene, he got shot 5 times, okay? And then he falls down a mountain in the snow because they're in a snowy area. He falls down a whole mountain, hits his head on rocks and everything. And somehow he survives this, walks around. I don't know where he found food. There was no food. He was in a snow biome, and he finds a Buddhist temple, and they teach him karate or kung fu or whatever. And then he uses that in the rest of the movie. It's comical to even just talk about it. Now, enough talking about the cons, the bad parts of this movie. I'm going to talk about what was good in this movie. And there was only one thing, and that was Trisha. She was stunning in every scene, like she always is. And she basically saved this movie. Overall, I give this movie a 4 out of 10. And all those 4 points come from Trisha being in it. I do not recommend watching this movie at all in theaters. Even if it comes out for free, I wouldn't watch it. But if you want to watch it for free, you can. Do not go to the theaters to watch this movie. It is a waste of your money. That's it. Thank you.